What up, what up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk, the channel where we discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So in today's episode, I'm gonna talk about why God wants your money. So some admin notes. Thank you to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to push these videos out to give you leverage to better yourself. So I really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel, watching the videos. I hope that it blesses you and give you some perspective on some things that you may not have had that perspective on. You know, so it's always good to have a different perspective on things when you're confused about life, when you're confused about certain things that are going on in your life. So these videos hopefully are alleviating those stresses that you have when it comes to certain things that happen in your life. So let's get into it. So God wants your money. Now, I'm not going to go on a religious rant because this video is not about that. I am a Christian. I've said that before in a couple of videos. But this is not going to be some type of some type of thing where I'm going to push Christianity on you and say like you have to give to the church, you have to give tithe and offering, all this stuff, whatever. Like, you know, I will delve into that in this video, but this is not what this video is about. So once again, God wants your money. So what I mean by that, so let me give a couple examples as far as why I think personally, this is my personal opinion, why God wants your money. So I'm assuming that folks know what philanthropy is, but I'll give you like a brief definition of it. So philanthropy is basically you giving money, assets, whatever you have to give out to the least fortunate. That's the pretty much the layman terms as far as like what philanthropy is. The betterment of society, right? So you look at all these millionaires and billionaires, these moguls, they have all these hundreds of millions of dollars. And what do? They give the charity consistently. Now, your average person, and I'm not trying to call anybody average, right? So, but I'm saying like let's say somebody, your average person off the street goes into a grocery store, convenience store, hits the lottery, maybe like $1 million, 2 million, whatever the case may be, right? It's been shown over numerous situations to where somebody that comes with that money at that fast, they blow it. There's no investments. There's nothing that they buy that I'm assuming they will produce anything to keep the money rolling. Because one thing that Grant Cardone said, I'm just paraphrasing here. He pretty much said that he wants his money to make babies. So in order to keep wealth, you have to put your money into some type of investment engine or some type of aspect to where the money just keeps growing. Because if I give you $1 million in this day and age, it's very easily to blow through that $1 million. It really is. After taxes, you're not even gonna see $1 million. I think after taxes, depending on which state you're in, and of course the federal tax, you may see maybe a little bit over 600,000, something like that after taxes. I mean, because they're gonna hit you over the head with taxes big time, right? So you're not even gonna see the whole $1 million. So let's say you see in your bank account a little bit over 600 grand. Folks want to go out and buy a house, buy a car. They want to help their people out, so they may, give money to, to their parents, somebody significant to them, whatever the case may be, right? And, I've seen so many situations to where, like, I read up when I don't know these folks, obviously, but, I've seen folks where, like, less than a year, the money is gone. And I'm sitting here like, me knowing how money works, I'm sitting here like, that's crazy. Like, how in the world could you blow through that money so quickly? But like I said, in this day and age with inflation and just the way things are priced, it's not that hard, y'all. It really isn't. So getting back to what I'm saying as far as like why God wants your money. So what I was saying about these millionaires and billionaires, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Grant Cardone, right? Ryan Pineda, who else? What's the guy's name that did all these investments? Warren Buffett, right? All these folks. if you see what they do over time, like, of course, it took time for them to build their wealth, obviously. They were smart. They were smart with their money. They put their money into investments that, they had their investments grow. But eventually they start actually giving money out to charity, giving out to the least fortunate. And it's not one of those things where I feel like they feel that, they can't take it with them and they're just going to give money just to be giving money. And of course, giving it to charity, once you have a certain amount of wealth, it actually gives you a tax break. So of course, I'm pretty sure that that's one of the aspects. I think Grant Cardone even said one time that, like, at the end of the year, he takes all this cash and he pretty much just go broke. He doesn't really go broke, but what he really saying is anything that's considered cash, he pretty much just throws it into some type of investment, right? So he doesn't have any cash in his bank accounts at all. And then once the year, the new year comes in, he liquidates some of the assets and brings cash back in, because you have to have some type of cash reserve, right? But what these folks do as far as, like, the charity giving, like, I don't know these folks, so I can't really, speak to exactly why they do it. Like I said, I do understand about the tax break thing, but I'm telling you right now, it's one of those things where, like, even if these folks are not religious, they're pushed towards giving money away. I mean, these folks are giving away millions upon millions of dollars to charity, to colleges, things of that nature. Like, I think Jeff Bezos' ex-wife gave, I want to say, $10 million to Norfolk State University. Shout out to Norfolk State NSU. Behold the green and gold. I didn't graduate from there, but I did spend 2 years there. So it's definitely one of my college homes. But she gave $10 million to the college. You know what I'm saying? And there was nothing that the college gave to her per se. I don't know exactly, like, how money got exchanged or what kind of deal they made. But for me, it seemed like she just gave the money just freely, knowing there was a need there, right? So to roll this up, what I'm saying, like I said, I think there's something that's impressing these folks to where, like, they're pushed towards giving money away, and that ain't nothing but God. Because just think if somebody just had, like, let's say you had $10 billion, and there's no way you can spend all that money. You literally can buy anything you want in the world with 10 billion, anything. So once you achieve that wealth, what is left to do? Because one of the driving forces of human beings is to build wealth. So once you achieve that, it's like, what else is there to do? What else is there to do in life? You can only go on with so many vacations. You can only spend with so much money. You can only, do so many investments. I mean, you can do a lot of investments, obviously, but once you achieve that particular status, what else is it? What driving force you have to move to go on outside of family? Like I said, it's just a driving force that pushes these folks to give money away, right? And think about it: when they give the money away to charity, and when they give the money away to the less fortunate, guess what happens? Their wealth stays intact and it stays built up. It doesn't go away. So, that's just how this thing works, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more you give, the more you receive. That's the reason why I say God wants your money. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want you to go broke. He doesn't want you to, take your whole paycheck and just throw it to the church. Now, if you have that much faith to do that, then by all means, I'm not stopping you. You know what I'm saying? If you have that much faith that God is going to provide for you, if you give your whole check to the church and you haven't paid not one bill yet, then, like, that's, hey, I can't deny your faith. I can't measure what your faith is in God. You know what I'm saying? I know for myself, I've given my last to God before. He's provided for me. That's just real. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I have experienced it firsthand. That when I gave my last to God, and when I gave what I felt like I needed to give to God, because let's make things clear here, because a lot of times it's all about conviction, right? So, somebody can tell you that you need to give a certain amount, but at the end of the day, it really goes off of, like, what you really feel and what your conviction is. Because I know for myself, as far as, like, the church that I go to and how I deal with church, I do believe in the 10%. I definitely do believe in that, giving 10% of your money to God. Now, sometimes I give more than 10%, right? And also I give an offering, because tithe and offering are two different things. So I've done both, right? And I will say that, well, let me give you one example for myself, and then I'll let you go. So I said before, one time on a video before, that I had got let go, got fired from a job a while back, right? Now I had some savings, I had some investments, and some other things, right? So as I'm searching for another job, I'm definitely using the savings to make sure things are straight, and taking investments out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to take the investments out, but you got to do what you got to do once things drop, right? Had to make sure my family was well taken care of as I'm still trying to search for a job, right? Now, somebody in that situation would probably, and I'm not saying the person would, but I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure there's some folks that would say, look, I don't have a job right now. I'm literally on my last leg as far as like my savings and my investments. So I can't give to the church. I can't give to God right now, and he'll understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the money to give to God. I just don't. Now, I was unemployed for a little bit over 2.5 months, right? By the time the third month hit, I was actually back at work. Do you know, and I'm telling you, y'all, do you know that I actually gave 10% to the church every month, gave offering to the church, and I didn't lack not one time. I'm talking about my finances and my bills didn't skip a beat until I got the next job. It's almost like I didn't even get fired. I'm telling you that I put down everything, y'all. It's like I didn't even get fired. Like, the savings and investments I had, and me giving to the church, giving it to God, nothing skipped a beat. Nothing lacked at all. It's like I didn't even lose anything. Now, of course, over time, I had to build those savings and those investments back up. But somebody that's in a situation to where they're fearing that things are going to really go really sour because they can't find a job in time, they really would have had a hard time trying to get to the church. I'm telling you, because it's a lot of times we are fearful when we give to the church, when we give to somebody. Now, these folks I told you that have millions and billions of dollars, they don't fear about giving millions of dollars. It seems almost ridiculous that they would give that much. But I'm talking about these folks are giving hundreds of millions of dollars to charity every single year. They're literally giving their wealth away, but they're not going broke. And the more they're giving, the more they're receiving back. So that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I say that God wants your money, because he uses what you have and builds upon it. Because what you're doing is, when you give your money to God, you're telling God that I trust you. I trust that you're not going to let me fail financially. That's what you're really saying to God. I know that you're not going to fail me, Lord. I know you're not going to fail me. So I'm going to give what my conviction tells me to give to you. And I trust in you, and I have faith in you that you're going to make sure that I don't fail and my family doesn't fail. So that's one of the reasons, that's the reason why I believe that God wants your money. Like I said, once again, I'm not saying that God wants you to go broke. I'm not saying that God wants you to give every last penny you have to him. If you have faith in God like that, then by all means, because I tell you what, the more faith you have, the more God's going to bless you. So I'm not saying for you to do that. I'm just saying that do what your conviction tells you to do. And I know for myself, I know for a fact that God wants my money, because he wants me to put my money to him as a way to tell him, you know what, Lord, I love you and I trust you that you're not going to let me fail financially. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to keep pushing these videos out, y'all, to give you leverage to better yourselves. Finance, Fitness, and Folk. Triple F, I'm gone.